Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A single mom paying $830 a week for her rental claims she had no notice she would lose hot water, internet, and driveway access after her front yard was turned into a muddy construction site. Jessica Mudditt said she was not told about the extent of the works at her Condell Park home in Sydney's southwest, which was arranged by her landlord. "I was told by text message from my real estate agent that a plumber was coming for 2 days and would be working out the front," Ms. Mudditt, who runs a publishing business from her home, told Daily Mail Australia. The plumbers came and attempted to start subdividing, but there had been no word of subdividing. She said the construction crew then came back a week later with no warning that it was starting that day. "I was told people were coming the following day. So at 7 a.m. my phone rings, and I was told, 'Come out, move your car,' and there's bulldozers, heaps of men, and from there it just turned into a construction site before my eyes." When she went out her front door to take her children to school, Ms. Mudditt said there was a detour sign and we could no longer access any of our front yard. Ms. Mudditt has also not been able to access her garage where she has gym equipment and which she also uses for storage. She also claimed the builders were powering their equipment from her electricity supply through the garage, so she locked it. "And they've tried to force it open, and they've broken the garage door, so they've given me a spanner to lock it with," she said. "There has never been any communication. We've never known when the works would finish or what they were doing." She said her estate agent told her the works don't concern her rental, but the property behind hers on the same block. "All the signs are pointing to a subdivision," Ms. Mudditt reasons. She moved into the property just 6 months ago and said she would never in a million years have moved my whole life, put my daughter into the local school and my other daughter into daycare had I known that this was happening. One of her daughters got hurt when she fell at the site. "It was distressing for all of us, she's only 3 and to be woken every day by the noise was just very difficult. Because she had to park down the street and was carrying grocery bags, she wasn't able to hold her daughter's hand as she would normally do. And she fell and cut her hand and cut her knee, and she was crying a lot. She was in a lot of pain," she said. Seeing their distress, a neighbor came over, which was how she learned that there is a subdivision going in at the back. Ms. Mudditt also claims that at one stage she was left without hot water for 6 days and deprived of internet after the connection was allegedly damaged in the works. She said the lack of communication has continued. "All we get occasionally is messages saying you're not going to have any water for 3 hours. I wasn't even given any notice." Adding insult to injury, the owner then wanted to raise her rent. She had asked for a year-long lease extension, but was only offered 6 months, which she feels may have been an indicator the owner knew there was some serious building work coming up. "So I've just pulled the plug and I've given notice," Ms. Mudditt said. "They've left the property in such a mess." She said Safe Work attended the site earlier this week and put up some plastic tape that says danger inside, but it completely surrounds her neighbor's mailbox. So he's not going to be getting any mail anytime soon, and they've left it and it's still a dirty mess because they carved up the concrete driveway and they've just put some gravel over it. Daily Mail Australia contacted Ms. Mudditt's letting agent Tony Romanis of Ray White Bankstown for comment, but he did not reply. But in a previous comment on the situation to Yahoo News, he said, "We regret any inconvenience caused." The tenant has now given notice that she will vacate the house, and the owner has offered the tenant a week's free rent as compensation. The tenant was fully informed in advance of these works, and the owner was also on site to only check on the progress of the works, which is within his right and not a breach of privacy at all. "We are deeply sorry that the tenant has not enjoyed her home this week, but she was told about the work in advance. We are sorry for the inconvenience."